Hey, what's going on Facebook? Hope you're doing awesome. Coach Mark here, creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough for moms and dads over 40. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're surviving this week. It's already Thursday. Kind of crazy to think these weeks, even though sometimes it feels like it's going by in slow motion. It's flying. I don't know why. Maybe just because I'm really keeping busy, doing the things I need to do to just move forward and just keep focused on the things I can control. And that's been a good thing because it's been taking up a lot of time. So I don't know about you, but one of the things that comes up, and I've heard often, is about, hey, look, the time is going by fast. And if you're in your maybe 40s or older, and hey, welcome when you come on here. I'd love to hear, to let me know that you're here, where you live in this world, how you're doing, how your day is going. But we are going to talk about muscle and how you can avoid losing muscle quicker as you get older. And the reality is, I don't know if you felt it, but maybe you had a lot of muscle when you were younger, and maybe now it's a bit harder, right, on you. So I want to share with you why it's so important to slow that process and how to do it. And it might sound pretty elementary, but it's actually, there's a bit to it. So I want to share with you, give you a helpful tip this midday and help you understand about muscle and why it's so important. And regardless of where you're at in your life, as we get older, kind of in that 40 phase, around the late 30s and 40s, our bodies start to decline. The reality is just part of life, right? We're going to get older and things are going to slow down our muscles if we don't do anything. And that's kind of the key thing, to slow that down. It's just kind of part of life, right? We get older, we lose muscle. They hear about osteoporosis all the time. Osteopenia, osteoporosis, where the bones start to kind of wear down. Well, the same thing happens with muscle. But I wanted to take a few moments to share with you why it's so important to keep and maintain your muscle as long as you possibly can. And there's lots of reasons, and I want to be in a kind of a nutshell, give you really the biggest things that I see, the most important reasons why people should try to hang on to the strength or to do what they can to build it up, regardless of the age. And then one of the kickbacks I say, or I should say the pushbacks I hear is, Mark, I'm too old. I'm in my 60s. I don't know, even know where to start. I don't think there's any hope for me left. And I can just tell you that my oldest client, really I should say patient I worked with way back when I was doing physical therapy, was 104 years old. And I can tell you, if I've visibly seen somebody that's over 100 years old get stronger, there's hope for you. So I don't think there's anybody that's over 100 listening right now. I don't even necessarily think anybody thinks they're going to live to 100, but in case you do, wouldn't it be great to be strong? So let me just share with you some of the top things. First off, like right off the bat, what does maintaining your muscle do? It keeps you strong, right? It kind of goes hand in hand. So how do you maintain that muscle and your strength is by doing things that cause you to challenge your strength and challenge your muscles, right? And that can be anything. And I'm not going to get into all the details of that, but it makes sense. The stronger you are, the stronger you can be throughout the longest period of your life. And the older we get, the more muscle chances are, right? Strength and muscle kind of go hand in hand. So that's one of the things. Also, one of the things that is, this is not just my belief. This isn't my opinion. This is factual. This is based on research and statistics. You can go look it up. That's fine. Then I'm sure there'll be some conflicting opinions. But the reality is also muscle, just so you know, requires a lot of energy. And that's cool. It actually requires energy. So when you have more muscle, why do people talk about metabolism and building muscle? Hey, by the way, welcome, Deb and Edith and Franklin. Appreciate you for watching. Thank you for taking the time out to check. I sometimes get lost. I like to talk in to the camera because it makes me talking to you instead of looking down the whole time. What's up, Craig? What's up, Kimberly? Appreciate you for being here. So listen, why is it so important as far as to hold on to that muscle longer? Well, one of the things, our body's metabolism starts to slow down as we age. And I don't even care how much exercise you do. If you don't do things that are going to cause your muscles to be stimulated and to be challenged at that, your muscles aren't going to do the work it needs to maintain itself. And again, there's a lot more to that. But in a nutshell, it helps for metabolism. I would say is, as we get older, one of the big things I see happens, not only do our hormones change and our bodies change and we get older and muscle starts to wear down like bones, but also the muscle is one of the things when we lose our muscle that causes us to not burn as many calories through the day. Why do you think some teenagers, I don't know about you, but I think back when I was a teenager, even in college, and I was super active and strong, and my muscle was probably at the peak of the time in my life, I could probably eat whatever I wanted, burn thousands and thousands. Where does that come from? That doesn't just come from being active. That comes from having a lot of muscle on your body. Low percentage of fat, high percentage of muscle. That's what it is. The problem, the challenge and issue with that is that muscle doesn't just stay with you forever. It goes away. And in fact, the best way to combat against muscle going away is, guess what? Is to strength train, to build your muscles, to maintain them, to keep them strong. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you, I'm getting ready to do my workout. I have to share this with you. And I'm giving a moment. And I don't really, I'm sure like you may, if you've been in the workout world, you've heard of like preload or pre-energy, pre-workout stuff. And honestly, I never really felt I need too much. It has some calories, or I say some caffeine and some different things in it. And my coach actually has the Cadillac, if you will. My business coach has the Cadillac of pre-workout. It's the best stuff that's out there. And sometimes I drink it. So I'll do a little bit before my workout. And I'm getting ready to do my workout in about 10, 15 minutes. Let the pre-workout stuff get in there. I honestly don't know if there's anything. This has actually been great. Instead of like a high caloric or another caffeine fix with like some of those energy drinks and stuff like that, it's a good alternative. But anyway, side note, I'm getting ready for my workout, and I'm really doing more of an upper body workout today, and it consists of, this is pretty cool, caterpillar walks, close grip push-ups, bear crawls. Whoo! Not looking forward to those. Mid grip, I do like them, but I kind of have a love-hate relationship. But prone, I'm doing some prone Y raises, kind of posterior chain stuff. Again, you don't have to worry about any of this naming and stuff. Wide push-ups, lots of push-ups today. But I know one of the things why I'm sharing that with you is I'm getting excited, not necessarily because I'm doing the workout, but I know this workout is going to help preserve my muscle. And what does preserving muscle do? It helps me with keeping me strong, right? I'm not trying to win any bodybuilding contest. I'm not, again, I'm in good shape, probably as in good a shape as the most, I would say more than your average 47-year-old. And of course, you'd think, yeah, he better be, because that's what he does for a living, right? Yeah, I got to practice what I preach. It isn't easy. You get older, you wake up, there's aches and pains. There's stiffness in the joints. There's things that I realize at 47, my requirements for my workout are different than they were when I was a kid. I could basically go do 5 push-ups and feel ripped. In fact, my son and I were just having a conversation, and he literally is doing some good workouts home. He's got time to, and he's getting in really good shape. And it's like, oh, I'm jealous, because I remember how much easier it was back then. And I didn't even have anything dialed in nutrition-wise or any of that. But back to my point with muscle. Besides strong, what does strength do when we get older? Besides keeping us strong, it helps us with our posture. It helps us with metabolism, like I talked about. Think about this. It helps us with balance. So now I'm not too worried about falling and losing my balance. But as we get older, that's something that happens, and we should be concerned about that. So muscle is helpful for maintaining our muscles to hold on and keep our bones in place where they need to. So if you slip or trip over a curb or something, or on the other side is to do the things you want to do. I had mentioned a while back that about a month ago we were on a snowboarding trip, and it was amazing. We had the best time. I've never really been on a snowboarding trip with my family, and I was able to do those fun things at that age. So that was really cool. So again, got to do the things that I wanted to do, right? So aside from that, the other thing besides the metabolism and maintaining the strength and physique, visibly, appearance. Look, when you get older, there's nothing worse than wrinkly, saggy muscles and softness. Hey, we all have that. We all have to go through it. But preserving your muscle, keeping that longer, is going to keep nice muscle tone. It's going to be visually appealing, even if it's just to you in front of the mirror. But hey, listen, I'm just going to kind of clear the smoke here. One of the things that I have, it comes up, one of the biggest things, in fact, that it came up in a conversation I had today on the phone with somebody, is the reality is our self-confidence and our body image. And I know, and this is just factual, that I know for men struggle with it as well. Don't get me wrong. There's just as much of a struggle. But I say women and men both, we struggle with our image, our body image as we get older, the physical appearance, what we look like. And I'm not just talking about how we fit in our clothes. I'm talking about when we get out of the shower and we walk into the bathroom and we see ourselves naked. There's just the reality of that. I would say, so what does muscle help and strength do for that? When you keep your body nice and tight and muscularly strong and have good tone, And there's a confidence that comes with that, feeling confident in your body. Again, this isn't being vain. This is just being reality in saying that. Slowing down the process of your muscle going away from you as you get older. There's so many benefits to it. So, okay, so how do you do that now, Mark? So my next question is, well, what do you do? Do I need to do your workouts? Not necessarily, but there's a couple of key things that you need to keep in mind when you're doing your workouts. And even if you're maybe getting started on that path, number one, regardless of where you're at, is where you're at as far as regardless of where you're at, if you're exercise fanatic or you're just a getting started, beginner, newbie, if you will, is you need to know where your body's at right now. So if you've been a long time exercise, you also need to know that you could be working out hard and giving it all you got, maybe crushing your workouts, but at the same time realize that you're still older. Like say if you're 47 like me, is if you're 47, that one little injury, one little slip up, you have to be really careful as you get older. If you're pushing hard, is it can throw you back and give you an injury. The last thing I'd want is for you to have an injury. Right now, I know there's a lot of people transitioning from gym workouts, maybe hardcore heavy lifting and doing now and maybe frustrated because they're used to using weights and machines. I totally get that. And now they're doing different things. Like, Mark, I did this body weight workout the other day of yours. And this is just somebody that took one of my free workouts I did a couple weeks ago. I was like, it was really hard. I'm used to working out with weights. Well, here's the thing. It was a different challenge. Your body was challenged differently. So that's tip number one, is when you're older at any age, first off, tip number two, really. Number one, you need to know where your body's at. And if you have no idea, you should get some help figuring that out to establish a baseline of where you're at, whether you've been working out for years or not. That's number one. Number two is making sure that when you do a workout, a strength workout or any workout, is that it is challenging. Now you want your muscles to stay strong and stay healthy and to keep that tone and keep that body nice and tight and feeling good. And when you get out of the shower and you look in the mirror and you're saying to yourself, man, I feel good. My body feels good. I look good. I'm confident. And then you have a confident day. Then you're winning your days. And then you have more confident days and it makes you want to work out more. Again, make sure you're challenging your body and challenging your workouts. That's it. If you have no idea how to challenge your workouts, or you're just relying on some free app or some free workout that you do online or something, trust me, that's not enough. Honestly, you're doing yourself a disservice, especially if you're actually putting the time into workout. So that's that in muscle. And then at the end of the day, why not? I say this is kind of the last reason to keep your muscle and your muscle strong for as long as you can, however you need to, is this. Look, the reality is the stronger your muscle has, it's called sustainability, sustaining your life. There's nothing worse than if you got older, and I know I've been around plenty of older people, and I've worked with plenty of other older people who just said in their 70s and 80s and 90s and so forth, is like, I really wish I did more things to keep stronger, because now again, there's a certain point in your life where you had a reality you're getting older, right? I'm not discounting that, but what you can do is delay the time it takes for those muscles to kind of go away and your body to wear down and break down. And that's really with anything. But here's a really cool thing. When you're strength training, when you're strengthening your muscles, at the same time, if you're doing the right exercise, you could be strengthening your bones. As you're strengthening your muscles, you can also be strengthening the rest of your body and really preserving what you have physically. Because look, we only have one body to go through. I've said this many times. You only got one body to go through. And I know for really, even in the past, although I've really been fortunate enough to have minimal injuries, I have had some. And I remember the few that I've had when I was younger, like this: heal up, boom, 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 go to sleep, wake up, it's gone. Teenager, twist an ankle, go to sleep, wake up, boom, boom, drink a little Gatorade, and it's gone. Now, I've had a few. One was the skateboarding. One was sprinting on the soccer field. There's a couple of things, a couple of moments. And actually, not too long, just before we went away on our trip, I had a little back tightness, and I went and was doing wind sprints. And I really didn't give my body the proper warm-up, and that's the coach, right? So again, I know if even there's a struggle with me doing it, how many of you are struggling with that right now? I know, for instance, a lot of people go work out and they never stretch, they never warm up properly, they never give their body what's called mobility, soft tissue work, get your body prepared for a workout. You just go and work out. You just go for a run. You just go and play tennis. You just go for a bike ride. Just go lift weights. That in your 40s and 50s, I can tell you, if that's the way you work out, if you just go and you turn on the TV and you get the workout and you start crushing your workout? That's a terrible way to work out. Terrible. Is it better than nothing? Absolutely, right? But what you might be doing is yourself a disservice for the time you're spending. You really might be limiting how strong you can get, how long you can preserve those muscles for. Maybe you're even reinforcing a limitation. Maybe you don't have good flexibility and you're only strength training in the available movement that you have. What if you got 20% more movement in your body all the way through? So what if you couldn't touch your toes and you're able to bend down and touch your toes and learn how to do that properly? Think of how much better your workouts are. Think of how much better your body's ability to resist injury is going to be. That's the key right there. So along with muscle, I'm excited. I think my pre-workout is ready. I hope this found you well. Preserving muscles, very, very important. You can't just do it with cardio. You can't just do it with running. If you're doing the same workout you've been doing for the last 3 months, 5 months, 10 years, chances are your body's so adapted to it that it's time for a change. So this could be a perfect opportunity if you've been working out in the gym and doing weights and now you're stuck at home and you don't have any weights. It could be a great chance to get into some body weight training, learning how to do that, learning how to do movement. And hey, if you need any help with it, just reach out, send me a message. I have a program I do. It's specific for men and women over 40. I work with some people a little bit under 40, but you have to be the right fit. Not everybody is the right fit. But I will say is that if you come in, you learn how to move properly. You learn what's most important at the age that you're at based on the goals you're trying to achieve and given the time frame that you want to achieve it. That's structure and plan. And you get, of course, the accountability of having a coach watching and making sure you do what you need to do to get the results. At the end of the day, whether it's keeping muscle or getting stronger, leaner, toner, more defined, more confidence, more energy, it's about getting results. Those are what you want. The best way to do that on a muscle standpoint is to preserve your muscle. Keep doing strength training. And if you need any help, you know how to find me. Take care and have a blessed day. We'll see you.